Welcome back to Infinity Beyond. In our last segment, we followed oxygen from your lungs, through your blood, and to the very cells that depend on it. But now we enter a deeper level, a microscopic realm where oxygen meets its true purpose, creating energy. Let's shrink down, far beyond the bloodstream, beyond the cellular membrane, and into the inner machinery of life, the mitochondria. Every living cell in your body, except red blood cells, contains these tiny structures. Mitochondria are often referred to as the powerhouses of the cell, and for good reason. They are the final destination for oxygen, the end of its journey through your body. And what happens here is nothing short of miraculous. Inside each mitochondrion, oxygen participates in a complex process called oxidative phosphorylation. It's a long name, but here's what it means. Oxygen helps convert the food you eat into energy your cells can actually use. That energy comes in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Let's pause here. ATP is like the currency your body spends to get things done. From contracting a muscle to firing a neuron, from healing a wound to maintaining your heartbeat, it all runs on ATP. And ATP exists because oxygen finishes its sacred task inside your mitochondria. But the process is intricate. Nutrients like glucose are broken down in earlier stages of metabolism, creating molecules called NADH and FADH2. These molecules deliver electrons to the electron transport chain, a sequence of proteins embedded in the inner membrane of the mitochondria. As electrons move through the chain, they create a flow of energy that pumps protons across the membrane, building a gradient. And finally, this gradient powers an enzyme called ATP synthase, which produces ATP. Oxygen's role: it accepts the electrons at the end of the chain, combining with hydrogen to form water. Without oxygen, this entire system would grind to a halt. It's chemistry, it's physics, it's life itself, all wrapped into a delicate balance maintained in every single cell. The efficiency of mitochondria is astounding. One molecule of glucose, in the presence of oxygen, can yield up to 36 molecules of ATP, but without oxygen, that number drops drastically to just 2 ATP through anaerobic respiration, a much less effective emergency backup process. This is why oxygen is so critical, not just to stay alive, but to thrive. When oxygen is in short supply, during intense exercise, respiratory illness, or in environments with low air quality, cells resort to anaerobic metabolism. This produces lactic acid, which causes the burning sensation in muscles and leads to fatigue. It's your body's way of saying, "We need oxygen, now." Beyond energy, mitochondria play a role in cell signaling, growth, and even programmed cell death, a natural process called apoptosis. They're not just powerhouses, they're regulators, decision-makers, and caretakers of your cellular health. And they're deeply affected by how well oxygen reaches them. Some diseases, like mitochondrial disorders or chronic hypoxia, disrupt this process. When mitochondria don't get enough oxygen or can't use it properly, the entire system starts to fail. Organs weaken, muscles tire, the brain struggles to think clearly. It's a domino effect, showing just how essential oxygen is at every level. But here's the beautiful part. Your body adapts. With regular aerobic exercise, for example, your body increases both the number and efficiency of mitochondria. You essentially build more engines to handle more fuel, all powered by oxygen. Your cardiovascular system becomes more effective at delivering that oxygen, and your muscles become better at using it. Sleep, nutrition, hydration, they all support the mitochondrial oxygen connection. Even meditation and deep breathing exercises can improve oxygen efficiency and cellular function. There's a harmony here, one we often ignore. In the rush of daily life, it's easy to forget that inside every cell, a dance is occurring, one that began billions of years ago with the first oxygen-producing organisms. That same oxygen flows through you today. And perhaps what's most humbling is how all of this happens without conscious thought. While you dream, your mitochondria are still working. While you sleep, they continue making ATP. Your breath is their fuel, and their fire keeps you warm, moving, alive. At Infinity Beyond, we explore not just the grand questions of the universe, but the quiet truths within ourselves. Mitochondria may be microscopic, but their impact is monumental. So tonight, as you rest, consider the silent storm of life within. Each breath you take feeds a symphony of processes, ancient and elegant, precise and profound. From your lungs to your blood to your very cells, oxygen is a traveler with purpose. And in the mitochondria, it fulfills its destiny. Close your eyes, breathe in deeply, and let that oxygen do what it was born to do, bring light and energy to every part of you. This is Infinity Beyond, where even the smallest forces hold infinite meaning.